Hey guys and gals, Jay the Mechanic here. Got another little video tidbit here for you, just a short one, hopefully. This is a '03 Explorer. I think this is good for '02 to '05. There might be some other years. But if you're having trouble and you're working on this thing and you're trying to replace the lower ball joint, or for some reason you need to get it popped out of this aluminum knuckle, steel to aluminum is never a good thing in my opinion. What I would recommend doing is go ahead and thread the nut onto here, and especially if you're going to save the ball joint. If you're going to be tossing it and replacing it, I mean, I guess you could hit on the stud, but the nut definitely gives you something much better to whack up against. Do not hit this aluminum knuckle like you would a steel one. Don't hit it. It doesn't have a real a pinch point to hit it at like a steel knuckle does. I just wanted to tell you guys real quick, there's a couple other videos out here that'll show you how to get to the same result of getting this ball joint popped out, but probably one of the most famous ones with the most views is, let me give a shout out to Ford Tech Maculoco. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That guy is very helpful, and he seems to be a great mechanic, and I have watched his videos to just see a few step-by-step details before diving into something. So please watch that video as well if you have any more questions. But yeah, one thing in his video that I'm going to call out is that he has some type of special clamshell press, front-end service press tool that he uses. That seems to be a OTC or Miller or some type of specialty tool that really you don't have access to as the general public. It's kind of like a dealer level tool. A lot of people said that in the comments, hey, where do I get this tool, you know? And he really didn't give a whole bunch of details or answers, probably because it's a dealer tool and it comes from his dealer work days. He does give a link to a tool like this, which is a ball joint popper. I'm not sure the technical name for this, but I just want to let you guys and gals know that tool will absolutely not work on this this situation. I have a lot of specialty tools. I was a full-time mechanic at one point, no longer work as an auto mechanic. I work for a water company doing industrial type mechanics for them now. But as you can see, I mean, any of these tools I have laid out here, you know, pullers, such and such, presses. None of this stuff will work for this job. I figured out probably about the best way to do this, and it's way cheaper than any of this stuff, is go ahead and, sorry about the phone by the way, get you a MAP gas torch and take it and just heat around the center of that nut. Don't heat the nut, don't heat the stud, heat the knuckle. Then get you a nice cheapo shorty sledgehammer and give a few good whacks on that nut that's on that ball joint stud and hitting it upwards and getting it popped out. And if you ain't already done it, get you some penetrating oil and spray it before you heat it, or spray it while you heat it. It's best to let it soak before and then spray it while you heat it, and give it a few good whacks, and I can almost guarantee you that thing will pop loose. I mean, don't be fragile with the heat. Aluminum dissipates heat very quickly, so get it as heated up as you think you can, and then, you know, without damaging anything or catching the house or garage on fire, and then give it a few good whaps. One thing that will definitely help though, and I'm not affiliated with these people, I did a review on this just the other day, a good quality air hammer. That's what I actually used. I mean, you could have just done it with the sledge. I've done it like that before. But this is a Harbor Freight cheapo. It's $80. I mean, it's great for $80, I'll tell you that. This thing is really come in handy. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They're not paying me to talk good about it. It is a really, really good air hammer for the money, and the $80 will save you a lot of frustration if you're going to be doing quite a bit of suspension or mechanical work in the future. So this is one I highly recommend for $80. One other tool I recommend if you're going to be doing a lot of suspension work, people ask me a lot, what's a good, impact gun? For suspension work, where, not all the time bolts are, 300 foot-pounds and stuff like that, if you're not working on semi-trucks, this is a great little impact gun. I mean, this thing, I run it at 90 PSI. off like a 60-gallon tank, and it's a stubby. I tried the Chicago pneumatic one or the Earthquake or whatever. It don't compare. This thing was like $120. Nitro Cat, I think it's got 700 foot-pounds of torque, something like that, reverse torque. How true that is, I don't know, but just a really great stubby little impact here. I really recommend it. And once again, nobody's paying me to say this. I'm not affiliated with Nitro Cat. Just giving some thoughts because people ask me a lot about tools and stuff. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. So, just give it a few good whacks after heating it up, and there you go. Got any questions, drop a comment. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. 2003 Ford Explorer.